audible?
Yes.
Okay. So we are good to go. 6:05 now. First of all, very good evening to one and all. I hope you guys are doing well. And congratulations to everyone, those who have successfully enrolled themselves in this campaign. I know the process was quite long, and I want to thank each one of you for your patience. It will be worth it, guys. So, introducing myself, I am Mohammad Arslan, a current cloud lead at GDSC JSCOE. I will be leading this campaign for about 1 month. So, we will be learning about Google Cloud and cloud technologies, what Google Cloud has to offer us. Let's begin the session. So, we will be learning about the fundamentals of Google Cloud and what we can carry throughout this campaign, what exactly the campaign has for us. Okay. So before starting, let us understand what cloud computing is and what the requirement of cloud computing in current industry. So I hope you guys can see on the screen. These are the companies which uses the services of Google Cloud, and this is the quarterly expenses of these companies. So this LinkedIn Corporation, we are very familiar with that. Also the Facebook, Intel, these are some MNCs which regularly uses the Google Cloud services and they pay in millions of dollars for the Google Cloud services. So from this, we can understand how the Google Cloud is impacting the current industry, and Google Cloud computing is becoming the necessity in the current IT industry. So while growing this is the growing industry, right? So we need to be the part of this growing industry, and we need to keep ourselves updated for the current technologies. So cloud computing is one of them. So let's study what exactly cloud computing is. Okay, before starting cloud computing, just I want to know that if any of you guys have heard about cloud, we are generally in day-to-day life, we use cloud in our mobiles. I hope you guys have heard about Samsung Cloud, iCloud in iPhone, and Xiaomi Cloud. There is a cloud in everywhere, in every device. So, in some context, you all are familiar with cloud. Okay. So, all right, moving ahead. So, this is the formal definition of cloud computing. Let us simplify this. So, it is nothing but cloud computing refers to virtualization of resources. The resources which we use currently in our day-to-day lives. Just take an example of our mobile phone. Mobile phone has the storage devices like you consider RAM, ROM, etc. Okay, and our laptop has also HDDs, SSDs. This is only for storage, and there are networking softwares in the mobiles as well as in laptops through which we can connect to Wi-Fi, Ethernet, and all other networking stuff. So these are the physical devices, physical services which we are using in our device. But when these exact services gets virtualized, that is gets on the data center and gets in some other place, that is known as the cloud. That is terms we refer to the cloud. Okay, so it is nothing but using virtual resources. Virtual terms refer to online resources. Online resources, let's take an example of Gmail. Okay, so in traditional mail system, we used to receive the mails from post office, from our physical inbox of our homes. But nowadays we are receiving through Gmail, that is electronic mails. Exactly, the every services which we use in the form of physical device that gets virtualized, and we can use it through online, just through a good internet connection. So this is what exactly we are doing in cloud computing. So cloud computing is a technology, right? So this technology is provided by the multiple MNCs. Let us consider there are 10 MNCs which provide the cloud, but not every cloud provider is trustworthy, or like we can totally rely on that cloud. So here we are going to use Google Cloud Platform, which is used by multiple MNCs, which is trustworthy, as well as you can totally rely on that cloud platform for using multiple services. So these are the few services which are used by Google products. Like Google internally uses Google Cloud for hosting and deploying its own product. YouTube is a product of Google Cloud, as well as Google Drive, Gmail. These are the few famous products which we use in our daily lives. So these products of the Google is powered by Google Cloud. Somewhere in some context, the Google Cloud is in backend of these products of the Google Cloud. So we can understand how Google Cloud is impacting these products, how Google Cloud is impacting the whole IT industry through providing its multiple services, providing secure services, and totally getting the responsibility of the product. So what I mean by taking responsibility, when you develop any application, let's consider you develop Android app and you need the database to store your data of the Android application. So you can totally rely on Google Cloud. You can host your application on Google Cloud. Everything is possible. You just name it and Google Cloud has it. So this is what Google Cloud is all about. So these are the few benefits of the Google Cloud, which I will be reading it out. That is flexible, efficient, secure, cost-effective, and strategic. This is only for reading purpose. We will understand it more in the upcoming slides. So let's consider, I have a Google Cloud platform. I developed it. Just consider, okay, just kidding. So how you can access that Google Cloud platform? There are 4 ways. Okay. So first is web interface. You can directly type in Google Cloud Console. You can open the website and you can access the cloud. That is one way. Another is SDK and Cloud Shell. What is SDK refers to is software development kit. You can install software of Google Cloud and you can operate it from your desktop without going to website and web applications and all that. And there is one more way, that is using REST API. REST API terms refers to the API. Basically, API term refers to communicating between one device to other device or one service to other service. You can just open the Cloud Console or log into the Cloud Console from your desktop or from your device. You can log in and you can just get connected with Google Cloud from your device as well. And one more option Google Cloud offers, that is iOS and Android application. But there is one problem in this iOS and Android applications, that is it only provides limited functionalities, limited services. You can't get complete benefit of the Google Cloud by iOS and Android devices. There are some restrictions for Android and iOS application of Google Cloud. So in my personal opinion, the best way to operate Google Cloud is web user interface. Especially for the beginners, the web user interface provides a complete view of Google Cloud, and especially for learning purpose, you can use it. But in case of companies and MNCs, they give you only the Cloud Console and you need to operate from that Cloud Console. When I say the Cloud Console, it only refers to a terminal, okay? Google Cloud Terminal. There is 2 consoles, like one we can say to web interface and one we can say it as command line interface. Moving ahead. So these are the few fundamental characteristics. Let us understand what it is one by one. On-demand service, like consider you ask for some service for your application and it is not offered by Google Cloud. You can directly contact to them. They will develop a service or they will customize an existing service for you and they will provide it. That is the best way you can get the best service out of Google Cloud according to your need. Okay, and next is broad network access. Just earlier I have mentioned that if you have good internet connection, working internet connection, you can get quick access to the cloud. Also, cloud only refers to the virtualization of resources, right? So what the resources you are using, that you need not to pay that completely. If consider I need a server for my web application, so there is a server that charges around 5,000 per month. So I want to pay less. I don't want to expend the 5,000 on my website. So what I can do is I can share my server with other person. I can just ask Google Cloud, I don't want to pay the 5,000. I only want to pay that half of it, that is $2,500. So I can share my services. Also, I can pay only how much percentage of service I have used. That is, suppose I have used only 50% of capacity of my server. I need not to pay $2,500. I only pay 50% of usage. So that is the flexibility that Google Cloud has to offer for us, and this is why the MNCs are moving for the cloud instead of the traditional system. पहले क्या होता था, पहले कैसा होता था कि आपको अगर आपकी वेबसाइट होस्ट करनी है, देन आपको हार्डवेयर बाय करना पड़ता था. दैट इज हार्डवेयर इज लाइक रैम, रोम, एवरीथिंग, कनेक्टिंग वायर्स, फाइबर ऑप्टिक्स, एवरीथिंग आपको बाय करना पड़ता था. आपको खुद का डेटा सेंटर बनाना पड़ता था. फॉर लेट अस टेक द बेस्ट एग्जांपल. इफ यू हैव नोटिस, अपने कॉलेज में सेरिब्रो स्पार्क के अपोजिट साइड, लाइक जिम खाना के अपोजिट साइड, देयर इज अ सर्वर रूम. यू कैन जस्ट टेक अ व्यू फ्रॉम दैट. इफ अगर समडे आप वहां पे विजिट करोगे, देन आपको एक आइडिया आएगा कि हाउ सर्वर रूम लुक्स लाइक. We will also see in upcoming slide, but there is also a traditional system in our college through which we are hosting our official website of college. So these are the benefits of the cloud we can get, and especially from the Google Cloud. Moving ahead, yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is the data center. This is the infrastructure of Google Cloud. This each rack has a server. Each rack holds some hardware. Here only we can process all our resources and services. We can directly connect to these data centers using Google Cloud. So in simple terms, let us consider there is one data center in the Asia region. Okay. So in Asia region, how do I connect to this data center? How do I get most benefit of the data center, which is present in my nearby location? So we can simply use the one service called Compute Engine in the Google Cloud. We will learn about that in the practical session as well. So I'm saying this because to get a better overview of how we can optimize the nearby data centers of Google Cloud. So here is the everything gets processed. Every service of Google Cloud gets processed in these data centers, and these data centers are highly secure. There are only a limited set of individuals which can access the data centers, which are set to maintain these data centers. There are set of personalized professional engineers. So you need not to worry about it. Your data is completely secure in these Google data centers. I hope you are getting a better idea how this data center works. You can also reply in the comment box if you want. Yeah. So there are the few categories in which services of Google Cloud is categorized. That is infrastructure as a service. We call it as IaaS, and also that is one service called as platform as a service. That is PaaS, and SaaS, that is software as a service. So we will look into it. What is infrastructure as a service? As I mentioned, if you need to buy something, you need to host your website, you have to buy hardware, networking wires, and every setup that is needed to host a website. So instead of buying, you can just visit the Compute Engine service of the Google Cloud. So why I'm taking the Compute Engine service again and again is the reason because it is most widely used service of Google Cloud, one of the most widely used service of Google Cloud. Once in a while, you are going to use the service in your upcoming projects or any upcoming learning process as well. So Compute Engine has the selected set of CPU, memory, storage, and everything which we can use. So suppose I need 50 GB of RAM for my website. If I visit a market and I ask for 50 GB of RAM, it will cost me around nearby a lakh or 80,000 something. So instead of paying that much amount of money, I can only pay like $20 or $30 for per month at the cloud. So this is the best possible way to reduce my cost, and this is the only thing that companies are looking to reduce their bills, reduce their costings. So they want to spend less and get maximum out of it. So these are the infrastructure that Google Cloud has to offer. Infrastructure like CPU, memory, every hardware thing which we have seen in this data center has its own price, has its own cheap price as well, we can say. So this is the infrastructure that Google Cloud offers. Also the platform as a service. Let us consider. I want to build my portfolio website, and for that I am needing some tool. There is a need of some tools which is costing me around again some higher expenses. So I can use the platform as a service to minimize my expenses and reduce my billings and all things, and I can get it out with a cheap price. So platform of service refers to, we can take a best example like there is a runtime environment. It's also known as platform as a service. Also we can take as development and deployment tools come under the category of platform as a service. So these are the basic examples of the platform as a service. So when let us take a best example. Okay, if your infrastructure is there, this is the infrastructure, and your infrastructure needs to get in connected with your application. So you have to use platform as a service. Platform as a service acts as an interface between your data center and your application. So there are some deployment tools, there are some development tools which are between this data center and your application. That tools comes under the category of the platform as a service. These are the most and basic asked question in the interviews when you are going to give an interview for the cloud role, any cloud role like cloud developer, cloud engineer, cloud admin. So these are the most basic questions they will ask you. So these are the categories you need to keep in your mind and remember it for a long time. And software as a service, this is very easy example. You guys are using this software as a service regularly in your life. Let us take a best example of it. It is email. Email is the best example of software as a service. So what is exactly software as a service? The service which is not in your local computer or local device. The service is located in some data center and you are using it using online mode. That is known as software as a service. Means Google Cloud is providing you a software as a service. It is not installed in your local system. These are the basic explanation of software as a service. You guys need to keep it in your mind in order to proceed with any cloud role or any cloud computing technology. These are the basic categories. Also, there are some few categories like a function as a service and a few more are there. But these are the three basic mains. So data centers, just now we have discussed about data centers. So these are the regions where data center is present. We have the three locations in India, that is we can consider as North India, Mumbai, and somewhere in South India. So there are total 29 regions over here across the globe. In 29 regions, regions are divided in zones, right? So there are 88 zones, and this number is growing rapidly every month. This is the latest number which I'm talking about. So what is POP? The POP term refers to point of presence, in which location the data center of Google Cloud is present. So if you will ask, okay, why not only one data center? One data center can also do the same task as other data center. If you have built one mega data center, it will get same things done. But there is one tricky answer to this. If you keep the data center in nearby location, it reduces the latency between the user and the data center. Let us consider I am using the application which is located somewhere in the Spain. So of course it will cost me a greater latency. Latency means the time duration which occurs between interacting one service to the another. So time duration, it will take a lot of time to load. It will lag for a long time. These things keeps happen. So they have grown their network. They have spread across the globe, and they have provided the data center in almost every country for now. So let us see the services of Google Cloud. So compute engine, which I have been talking for a long time. This is the compute engine which offers the infrastructure of the Google Cloud. Also, there is one more service, Google Kubernetes engine. So we will discuss this later on, but I will just give a basic overview of it. So it is a containerized management tool. Okay. So what is container management? What is container application? Everything we are going to learn in this campaign. So need not to worry about that. We are going through each and every service of Google Cloud. So this is the app engine. This is the app engine most widely used by the developers. Like if I want to create any application, it may be Android, it may be web, it may be any cyber, anything. So I need to use this app engine service in order to create and enhance my application. In this app engine, we can use services like deployment and development tools. We can also use IDEs in it. We can also test our application in App Engine. Everything is possible in App Engine almost for the application development process. And talking about cloud functions, cloud function is like a process of automating the things. It is basically serverless computing. So what is serverless computing? It is a simple, what we can say, a simple definition to it, that you can automate two services using cloud functions. You can write a simple code or shell script for your two services, and they can run simultaneously. Suppose I want my server to do alert when it is used by 80%. So I did not to look it for a while. If I did not to look check up on every hour or each half an hour. So I will just write a simple code. I will just run the simple code in my cloud functions to monitor my server to give the alerts. So this is how cloud function works. So it is process of automation, process of so making the two services run simultaneously. So this is the service which you guys will be needing in your future if you are appointed as a cloud developer. And the Cloud Run is again a containerized service which we can use to manage our containerized application. Don't worry about container application, we will be learning it. Yeah, there are a few more services. I don't want to overwhelm you with these services and all this. We will going to learn it one by one. I'll just give you a basic overview. This is Cloud Big Table. So I hope some of you have heard about big data. Big data is nothing but the data which is present in large volumes. Suppose our mobile devices have 64 GB of storage, 120 GB of storage. But when we talk about MNCs, they have data in large volumes. That is about petabyte or zettabyte. Petabyte is nothing but equals to 1,000 terabytes. So they need to process this data on daily basis. So they need some tools to process the data, analyze this data, or to store the data and categorize the data. So these all things are done under the one service, that is Cloud Big Data. So now you have understand why these organizations are paying in millions to these cloud services, because they are getting their thing done in minimum amount of dollars, in minimum expenses. They are getting their work done. If they have to build the infrastructure for these petabytes of data, they will lose more than their millions and billions dollars. And the same thing with cloud storage. You can also first, there is a myth. Let me clear it first. Cloud is not only about the storage. Whenever I meet any guy and they ask me what is cloud, first they tell me that it is only for the storage. So let me clear this. Cloud is not limited to the storage. It is not restricted to only to the storage. Almost every computing means every operation can be performed on the cloud. Everything, you just name it and cloud has it. So this is the slogan which is going in current industry. This is our database, cloud database services. Again, it is categorized on several parameters. We will learn it in coming steps. Yeah. So just now I have talked about big data. These are the services that big data can serve. These are the services we are using. We can manage big data. So there is one famous service, Dataproc. So what Dataproc does, it is used to analyze and process the big data. There is one software called Hadoop. So I know it is a bit quite confusing term, but Hadoop what is used of the Hadoop, right? It is used to manage the big data. When the data is in large volumes, data is in petabytes or zettabytes, how we can manage it. So there is a service called Dataproc, through which we can manage, analyze, and store the big data. So just keep this service in your mind, and later on, maybe it will help you in the future. And so I talked about the cloud computing is useful for almost every domain for now. Like big data is possible, machine learning, artificial intelligence, as well as Android, as well as cyber. So almost every domain needs cloud at some point. Yeah, so this is what we talked about. We can also use web-based GUI. We can also use Android. We can also use terminal as well to access the cloud, and there is a API, REST API. We can access the cloud through using APIs also. Okay, so we will be having a practical session. Just I want to get you familiarized with the cloud portal. This is the cloud platform. This is how cloud platform looks like once you log in it. So generally, we have to pay it to use the cloud platform. Initially, we have to pay some dollars, then we get access to cloud platform. But congratulations to you all. It is getting cloud platform is free for you because you are enrolled in this campaign. So these are the services we will be looking in this practical session. Just these are the few glimpses of cloud. Yeah. So this is the important topic to learn: project ID, project name, and project number. So let us learn about it, what it exactly means. So if I own a company and I want to use the service of the Google Cloud, then first of all, I log in into the cloud using my organization ID. In that organization ID, I will be performing several operations. Means I will be creating my isolated space in the Google Cloud. Isolated space means there are the multiple users in the organization or multiple employees working in the organization. So I want my own space where I want to work on my cloud projects, on my application and everything. So here is where the project and project folders comes into the picture. So I will create a project. Project is nothing but an isolated space. I will create a project and I will work on the project, and every service which I am using will directly get connected to my project. So it will not be used outside of my project. So this is the project ID. Project ID is a globally unique ID for every Google Cloud user. So this means you will be uniquely identified, and there is a project name. You can keep it as whatever you like. You can keep it your own name, organization, anything you want. And there is a project number. This project ID and project number is widely used by Google Cloud support. Suppose there is one thing which I need to clear, then I can contact Google Cloud support, and they will be helping me out through using this project number, project ID. This is assigned by Google Cloud itself. We are restricted to choose project ID and project number. So these are the few characteristics of project ID. It is immutable after creation, and also the project number is also immutable. So these are the terms: project ID, project number, which is important, which is the basics to get started with Google Cloud. Yeah. So over here you can see you can change the projects. There are multiple projects in a single organization. So for every department, so there is a project. Let us consider that UI team has a project, backend team has another project. So you can, if you are admin, then you can cross-check every project. But if you are a developer, you only have the access to one project. So this is how project creation process looks like. There is nothing of a big task. You need to just click on the project ID. This is all these things we are performing on the web-based UI. Okay, so we are not using the terminal or Google Cloud SDK tool. It is only for the web-based. So we need to mention some parameters like project name and which billing account is my project linked with. The billing account is nothing but the account which all the charges and all the expenses you need to monitor with that account. So you need to create a billing account which is directly linked with your ID or project. You can decide after creating a billing account. You need to mention your organization and a nearby location where Google Cloud Data Center is present, and yeah, you are good to go, and you have successfully created a new project. And in that project, you can use the Google Cloud services, and that all the charges of Google Cloud services will directly link to your billing account through that project. So this is why the project is important, to create an isolated environment for your working area. Yeah, Cloud SDK is nothing but a software development kit. You can install it. You can directly get connected with Google Cloud using a terminal as well, using web-based platform as well. Yeah, so let us see what the terminal looks like. I hope many of you have used Linux at some point. It is also present in our labs, especially in computer department labs. So it is nothing but similar to Linux terminal. You can also change PowerShell if you want, or you can also switch to Linux terminal. So there is one option I'll show you shortly. Okay, this is how shell looks like. You can also write shell script here, and you can also run the shell script exactly what we have done in Linux as well, because shell scripting is a kind of thing which we perform on Linux and rarely used on PowerShell. Yeah, so this is how your interface looks like if you are logging into the Google Cloud from your mobile or iOS devices. So as I mentioned, there are only limited set of services from iOS and Android. Okay, I think it's time for practical. So we will be logging into the Google Cloud. Before that, just let me know if you guys have this same monthly subscription under your profile. You can also reply in your chat box. If there is monthly subscription, then it indicates that you have successfully enrolled in the campaign and you're good to go with the campaign. Yeah, I can see the multiple responses. Thank you. So we'll be performing some hands-on session on Google Cloud. So we will be using web-based interface. Okay, firstly I'll tell you what is this. This is a cloud skill host. I hope you are familiar with it till now, because you have done a long process for registration and all that things, and also you have done a basic lab over here to get yourself registered, right? So we will be creating virtual machine. Before that, let me tell you what virtual machine is exactly is. It is nothing but creating an environment in the data center which will be used by our server. So what I mean by environment is like it is very similar to what environment it is which is present in our laptops or our mobile devices. We can also define operating system images in our virtual machines. We can also define the amount of RAM and amount of storage in our virtual machine. It is very similar to what operating system does in our local system. So virtual machine is a term that virtual machine is a thing which you guys will be using frequently while working on Google Cloud or any other cloud platform. Virtual machine is a very popular term and very most used service, you can also say. So you need to just start the lab and log in with the console and put your password, and yeah, you will be successfully logged in to the Google Cloud. So here are the tasks which we have to do. So I'll be skipping this basic tasks, but you all must read this task to get a better understanding of how Google Cloud works and what things to do on the Google Cloud and what to avoid. Because sometimes what happens, there is one task, and sometimes due to our curiosity, we use any other services. We use any other services which costs more. So this may lead to your elimination from the campaign, because the services you are using, it is costing somewhere to Google, right? If I'm creating a virtual machine over here, then it will be directly impacting to their data centers. They will be bearing all the cost. So other than that mentioned task, if you are using any other task, then it will be a very quite expensive for them also, and it will be quite expensive for you also. Okay, so let us get familiar with this platform. So this is my project name, Quick Labs GCP. This is my project ID over here. So under this project name and project ID, everything will be built. Every expenses will be monitored under this project ID. You can also get a project info over here. This is the dashboard of Google Cloud of what are the services you are frequently using, what are the parameters of the services that has been used till date, and your billing also you can monitor from here. You can also get a better overview from your side when you log in your dashboard. So this is a compute engine service. By using this, we are going to create a basic virtual machine. Yeah. So we talked about regions, right? So these are the regions where data center of Google Cloud is located, and these are the zones. Generally, the zones ends with alphabet, so we can categorize it like A, B, C, US Central. So when you join in your organization as a cloud developer or a cloud engineer, they will only provide you with this cloud terminal. You won't be getting this cloud UI. So there is only one black screen. Through this, you need to access and you need to work everything on cloud services. So it is recommended that you should learn to work on cloud using this terminal, because in future there are rare chances that you will be getting to work on cloud using this user interface. It is a terminal exactly similar to Linux. You can also change here from here. You can also change to PowerShell as well. But most widely, Linux is used in the industry. So let us see where we have to create a virtual machine. So these are the steps mentioned over here. So you will have to perform this task multiple times in different quests, in different weeks of this campaign. You need to read out this task, understand it. There is every step mentioned over here. You need to follow these steps and work accordingly, and you can monitor your progress from here. So there are the two tasks: create a compute engine instance and add Ninjing server. So Ninjing is a server framework. We need to add it over here, and we need to add firewall rules for our server as well. So let us see how we can create compute engine VM instance. Yeah, we are in compute engine and we are in VM instance. We need to name it gselect. Make sure please when you are creating any resource or any using any service, please use the name mentioned as it is in this task, because sometimes you use your name or you can name it according to your will, but that will be not recognized by the cloud and your task will be mentioned as incomplete. So exactly the names and exactly the parameters you need to put in while using any services. I hope you are able to see my screen. Region we need to define as US East 1. Yeah, it is default US East 1. Zone US East 1B. Yeah, it is also default. Machine configuration, like what my operating system will be mounted on, what are the hardware requirements of my machine, that is server machine. We need to define it over here before creating any server. E2 machine, it is also default. Machine type, we will be needing 2-core CPU. Yeah, 4 GB memory. Okay. So boot disk capacity, OS image, everything we need to define it over here before getting into any other task, because when you perform the task step by step, everything gets clear. If you skip one task and move to another, you will face issues from your side, or from the Google Cloud will create issues for you. Debian Linux. There are the multiple versions of Linux, right? So Debian is one of them. Debian uses, Debian is a derivative derived from the main OS, main source code of the Linux. This is a service provider of Linux, right? But there is a Debian, Ubuntu, and there is also a Red Hat. And these things you need to define before creating it. Okay. Firewall rules. Firewall means what traffic you are expecting at your server. Which traffic you want to block for at your server. You can also block the HTTPS traffic. You can also block HTTP traffic. Everything which you want. So these are the few parameters that you need to define before creating any kind of resource, any kind of compute engine. Over here, you can just create it, but we will not creating because there are, I think, already 45 minutes are over. I will be giving just a basic overview of how you can run it, how you can get a better understanding of Google Cloud using practical sessions and practical demos. So this is the path you will be following throughout the campaign. It is very important, guys. If you understood this, then you will smoothly complete this campaign. By the end of this campaign, there is one update I need to mention. You will be building project using Google Cloud. So to build the project, you need that amount of knowledge, you need that amount of experience on the Google Cloud. So you will get the experience and all the details and everything by completing these courses, these labs and quiz. Okay, quiz is nothing but a set of labs. This is one lab which we are performing over here. This is one lab. Multiple labs you need to complete on daily basis. Your progress will be monitored in this campaign. I will be monitoring your progress. If you have any doubt, you can just ping me on the group and we will get it resolved. So I need to show this. Yeah, this is Cloud Engineering Learning Path over here. This is the URL for this. I'll just post it in the chat box. How many labs per day? Yeah, it depends on the quiz. There is not a set number of labs you need to do per day. Although I can say you can on a weekly basis you can do it. Weekly basis means you need to perform multiple quests per week. Like there are total 10 number of quests. Then you need to perform at least 2 quiz per day or at least 1 quiz per day. Each quiz holds n number of labs. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. So there are total, I think, 5 or 4 quiz, and 8 course. Each course contains 2 to 3 labs, quizzes, and everything. Before starting this, let me show this. You need to enroll in this course before starting. There is one option here over here. Enroll in this course on demand course. Once you get enrolled, the options will be enabled. Course introduction, course overview, introducing Google Cloud, PaaS, everything. Involvement of Google Cloud. So you need to go through these videos. After watching these videos, you need to give one quiz at that time. So quiz is not very tough to clear. There will be maximum around 4 to 5 questions per quiz. You need to solve it. You need to get it clear before going to the next category of Google Cloud. So once you cleared this, there are few more options, few more topics to clear. So this is a one course, guys. You will be having 7 to 8 courses over here. So you need to complete all these courses, all these quizzes within the span of 1 month. So I would recommend you at least complete 4 courses or 4 quizzes per week. This will be get you the completion, smooth completion, and this will provide you a better overview of Google Cloud, better understanding, and you will get enough experience because you will be working on labs like this. You will be reading out this task, you will be understanding it, and you will be performing it live. So you need not to worry that you need only to watch the videos, because you will be performing live hands-on practice sessions. So don't worry about that. It is only the course, or we are only having the video lectures. That is not the case over here. You have the better access to the Google Cloud, because what happens, suppose if I'm not enrolled in this campaign, then I need to pay for the services. You can see over here, $25 per month. So this is the privilege you guys will be getting in this campaign. So you need to take most out of this. You need to get this opportunity done from your side. I would recommend, this is a huge opportunity to learn a Google Cloud. So I would recommend to not to miss this opportunity and take the most out of it. So these are the labs, and I have shared this link in the chat box as well. Just bookmark in your local system and start practicing this course and labs. Everything, every task and everything is mentioned in detail and in a simplified way. So you will not having any problem to understand this. Yeah, these are the things you need to get it done within a span of 1 month. But I would say just get it done within the third week itself, because you will be having a project. So you need at least 1 week to spend on that project. So 3 weeks are enough time, I think, to complete all these things. And please don't leave it for at the end you will complete and at the last moment you will complete. That is not going to happen here, because sometimes what happens, these labs gets under the maintenance and you will not have the access to the lab. So you will not be able to complete this course or this campaign at the last moment. If you are consistent, if you are working regularly on this lab, then only you can clear this. Because at last moment they will switch off some labs. They will revoke your access from these labs. So I would recommend at least complete 4 to 5 topics of this course per day, and at least 4 to 5 courses per week. Yeah. So these are your tasks to complete 4 to 5 courses per week. So talking about career in the cloud, this is a tricky question, because you won't see many freshers as a cloud engineers or cloud developers, because cloud computing is a critical task. Cloud computing holds the expenses of your organization, and organization will not leave expenses and billings to the freshers. But again, we have some privilege, right? As a freshers, we can get into the cloud as a cloud developers. Cloud developers are in the demand in the industry, because if you need a cloud for your application, you need some cloud engineers in your organization to monitor the cloud. You can't leave everything to the Google, right? You need some engineers from your side to take a better decisions on services, to take a better operations, to carry out multiple operations, to migrate the traditional data into the cloud itself. So the organizations are hiring for these people, and the cloud developer role is in the huge demand nowadays. So how to get started with Google Cloud? So this is the most asked question: how to get started with the Google Cloud? So there is one simple answer: get yourself certified. What I mean by certified, this is not the kind of certification you will get by just watching some videos or completing some course. There is the exam of Google Cloud, which you will be needing to clear to get yourself and recognize yourself as a Google Cloud certified. So these are the few exams of the which Google Cloud conducts in order to provide you the certification. Yes, this exam costs you a bit more, but it is a valuable certification, not like any ordinary course or video course or any other thing. The course is completely free, but the examination is charging you more. Yeah, I understand that. It is starting around $8,000 for one attempt of the foundational exam, and associate will cost around $10, and these are the certifications which will cost you around 18,000 in Indian rupees. So what we need to do is we need to continue learning this Google Cloud and wait for the opportunities to get free access to the exams. There is the free access to the exams without paying a single penny. How we can get this access? Yeah, this is not a point to discuss right now, but yeah, I need to tell this to you for the certification purpose. So once you are done with these labs, once you are done with this course and everything campaign, then you can consider yourself ready for appearing the certification exams. So this is quite important to get yourself certified and get into the cloud industry as a fresher. Yeah, this is from my side, guys. And if you are having any doubts, you can ask now in the chat box. We are having 5 more minutes. Okay. There is one form in the chat box that is for the feedback. So please do give your feedback. We are continuously trying to improve ourselves. Yeah, we are not yet perfect. We will be having some flaws. So by getting your feedback, we will try to improve ourselves in upcoming sessions, in future sessions. Yeah, our next meeting will be scheduled and you will be informed in the group because the third year practicals are still on. So we will discuss that on the group. There is not a confirmed date for the upcoming session, but yeah, it will be around 22, 23 or something like that. You will get informed in the group. Yeah, guys, we are open to questions, so you can just put your question in the chat box. Exact work of cloud engineers. Okay, yeah, that will depend on the organization in which service you will be working on. But in general, you will be managing services of the cloud. Like suppose your organization is working on Kubernetes, so you need to learn Kubernetes in order to use that service. So there is not any set predefined role for cloud. It is like you need to maintain the services, you need to perform operations on the cloud. So what kind of operations? Operations are the simple thing which we perform on the services, which we use on the services and stuff like that. So there is no any predefined set of work that you need to work. Like in the role of software developer, you need to write the code on using particular language for the particular feature. But in case of cloud, you will be working and managing services. What kind of services? That you will get to know once you join any organization. What are the requirements of organization? According to that, you will be assigned the work on the cloud. No, you don't require any amount of coding or any amount of programming language in the cloud. At some point, you will need it, but generally, there is no coding in the cloud. Yeah, cloud and DevOps are similar in work purpose. No, actually, cloud is a part of DevOps. DevOps is a practice, healthy practice that is done by that is performed by the organization in order to deliver software faster and better. So consider DevOps as a pool, and cloud is only part of the DevOps, only single piece of the DevOps. Cloud is not only restricted to data handling, so you can use some another example which you can do with cloud. Yeah, you can host your applications, you can perform testing on the cloud, you can also perform cyber testing as well or software testing as well, and you can host. Also, there are the multiple things. You can also create multiple containerized application. You can also develop your own application on cloud. Exactly, you can create your environment like your laptop, local system, or whatever it may be. So these are the multi-purpose thing, multi-purpose platform which you can use. Sorry, which group link? Yeah, you can join this session and get more insights about Google Cloud, because in future there are multiple opportunities. Campaigns like this are going to happen, not near in future, but somewhere in around after 6 months, around after 8 months, it is going to happen. So it will definitely help you in that campaigns as well. Okay, I hope you guys are joining this WhatsApp group. Any other doubts, guys? We will be wrapping up in few minutes. If anyone have any doubt, please don't keep it in your mind. Let us know. Okay. I think, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Shivam. So let us show you once again. Yeah, this is a cloud learning path for this week. Today is Wednesday, right? So till next Wednesday, we need to complete up to this essential Google Cloud Infrastructure core services. Minimum amount of progress should be here, right? 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 4 courses you need to get it done before the next Wednesday. And similarly, up to the next 2 weeks, you need to get it done up to this, getting started with Terraform for Google Cloud. So the set of 4 should be fine for a week. We need to get done these things before coming for the next session, because I will be talking about Elastic Google Cloud Infrastructure in next session. Hope you guys have understood till now what we are talking about. If anyone still has a doubt, you can post it on WhatsApp group. We are over there 24/7. We will be happy to answer all your queries and doubts. That is from my side. If anything you want or any service you are unable to understand regarding any query regarding Google Cloud, then you can just ping me in the group. We'll be responding as soon as possible. And thank you for attending this session. And once again, congratulations for all the guys who are successfully enrolled in this campaign. Thank you for your patience. I know the process was a bit long and a bit complicated as well. But once again, thank you for your patience and getting yourself enrolled. Yeah, we will be wrapping up in few minutes. And thanks for attending this session.
Just wait for a few minutes, guys. There will be a feedback form link in the chat box. Feel free to fill the feedback form.
Yeah, before leaving, please make sure to fill this form. We are continuously trying to improve ourselves. The flaws which we had in this session, we will try to improve in the upcoming sessions, in the near future sessions. And once again, thank you all for attending the session. Hema, you may end this meet.
Okay, sir.
After a few minutes.
Okay, sir.